All right, shalom, shalom. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Let's go ahead and get started. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in Yahweh's sight. He is our strength and our Redeemer, and it is in His name, which is His authority, that we pray, praise, proclaim, project, and protect today's message, or tonight's message. Aman. Shalom, family. Shalom, Ma'ashabachi. Welcome. We give our honor and praise to the Most High. We give our praise and honor to Him for my wife, the Honorable Amma, who lives a life that is able to be honored. As always, you can check her out on TikTok, YouTube, her website, and Pinterest at Bloom and Flourish. Not A-N-D, the letter N. Bloom and Flourish. She is a healer, herbalist, chemist, and biologist by degree. Tada, family, thank you for being on. Appreciate, love you all. We give honor and praise to the Most High for each and every one of you, to secretary, ministerial staff, Lottie, Diane, everybody, SOC adjacent, agree with us, disagree with us, first time listening, one time a minute, whatever the case might be. Thank you for being on. Thank you for spending some time with us. Appreciate, love you all. Come on. All righty. How's everybody doing? So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. As a reminder, I will be off tomorrow and I will be off on Wednesday. Nevertheless, we're going to jump right in. Prayerfully, you guys have started to try and go ahead and get your rooms together and everything for our meetup in Memorial Day for those that are coming. And if you need more information on that, let us know. Let's say shalom to everybody real quick and we'll jump right in. How you doing, Minister Stephen? How's the shalom? Minister Samaya Larae, Sister Beck, Sister Knight, naturally Miss Q, Mellow, Darius, Deborah, Sister Michelle, everybody. And if I miss you, if you're coming in, or if I miss you for any reason, charge to my head, not to my heart. Thank you for the love. Thank you for being on. Appreciate, love you all. So today, I'm going to just say this like this. We're going to get straight to the point. Not sure how long I'll be on, but we're going to be straight to the point. My people, educate my people. That's what we're going to talk about today. My people, my nation, Yahadashah, are responsible for educating us. If anybody has a problem with it, you just got a problem with it. Right? Yah says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, fast, pray, turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and I will heal their land. How you doing, Sister Monica? The goal of our people is no longer to make sure that you are our educators, the ones who are supposed to teach us. Right? How you doing, Money Green? And for a lot of persons, this is very problematic. This is one of the reasons why you're seeing the world operate the way it's operating, why you're seeing Republicans and Democrats operating way they are operating. A lot of persons are frustrated. You said you're not hearing? You're not hearing me? You can't hear me on TikTok? Can you guys not hear me? On TikTok? Can you hear me on TikTok? Can you hear me on YouTube? You can? Okay. Okay. All right. So if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves, my people, the word people refers to the word nation. How you doing, Elder Select Hammer? The word people refers to the word, it refers to the word nation, or it means nation. So what has happened over many years, millennia, thousands of years, hundreds of years, whichever one you like to go through, civil rights movement, chattel slavery, back to 1500s with Portugal, or even 1400 with Portugal, and places like the Dutch coming in to places such as Ghana and the point of no return and stuff, and taking us and building churches over places that they made slaves and used our women in deviant ways. What's happened is they have become our educators over a long time and educated you out of the equation. How you doing, Forever Young? And they took us out of the equation. They basically said, how you doing, Bruder Charlie? They basically said, we're going to teach you, but we're going to teach you nothing except you belong to us, and that you have no story, no authority, no mindset, no theology, etc., outside of what we say. And the problem that's been happening with the world is that many of us have caught on to the fact that we were who we were before you decided to tell us that we were nothing. Right? Like, even they're upset, Confederate against us. Yes, they've even gotten to a place. Trevor Noah was on an interview. Please forgive me, I can't recall the name of the interview, but he was on an interview. And Trevor Noah, of all persons, who is a Democrat and who does some things that we could say are whitewashed, at the same time, though, you know, he was raised as a crime, couldn't leave his home. He was Kosa, he was half white, half black, and he was raised in apartheid, which meant that his very presence was a crime, and he was supposed to be offed. He wasn't supposed to exist. And he comes on somebody's platform and says something bold, something that we at SOC have been teaching and agreeing with for quite some time. He says something that we are bold. He said, what he said was segregation such a great thing? How you doing, Auntie Mary? And as soon as he said it, I said, that's what I'm talking about. And a lot of persons didn't like it. A lot of persons came against him. Persons such as, who's the comedian that came against him? One of the ones from, and I'm not even trying to be mad or facetious or do him wrong, D.L. Hughley. He came out and said it's the stupidest thing he's ever heard and all these different things, etc. But the reality is, like, he asked a great question, because he said, we're doing this thing where we think that we have to say segregation and racism have to be linked, right? Segregation. He said that we're doing this weird thing that we're saying that segregation and racism have to be linked. He said, for example, if you go to Finland and you look at how they treat each other much differently. Because if you go to Finland, pretty much everybody in Finland is Finnish, right? So if somebody needs help, you help these persons because their religiosity before whatever their Christianity is or their identity is or whatever spiritually, guess what? They come together as a nation first. Persons don't want to hear that, right? And I thought about what he said, and I said, yeah, take it further. If you were to go to those who are in Switzerland, they're Swiss before they're something else. Why? Because they're a nation. As a nation, can you have belief systems? Sure. As a nation, do you have a culture? Sure. As a nation, do you have a language? Sure. But they're Swiss before they're anything else, right? See, only when you get to the United States of America does somebody want you to believe that you shouldn't be your people before you are considered to be something else. Only when you get to places like Ghana, where now they want you to believe that we're Ghanaian before we're Shwe or we're Ashanti. Or in Nigeria, that you're Nigerian, which somebody named you, which it was a side piece, literally, somebody's side piece, somebody who wasn't even in relationship with or wasn't even the main squeeze, wasn't the wife of or didn't have this man as a husband. His side piece named you Nigeria, and you forgot you were Igbo. Somebody redeclared and restructured your stuff, and so now that we're beginning to say, wait a minute, we've always been a nation. How you doing, Brother TJ? How you doing, Brother Cole? How you doing, Brother Jose? How you doing, Sister Shima? We've always been a nation, and we're supposed to be a nation. And segregation doesn't mean we're racist. Segregation means that we want to be able to have autonomy. And really, we don't even need autonomy in a certain sense because Yahweh is the one who we're under. But it's nothing wrong with somebody saying that we as a nation should look out for ourselves. It doesn't mean that we demean anybody. It doesn't mean that we say you shouldn't look out for yourselves. It doesn't mean that we say that we hate you because we take care of ourselves. And so we have decided to educate ourselves, our people, my people, educate my people. That's Yah's goal, by the way. If you don't believe so, look up Revelation chapter 3 and verse 9, and you'll see that it says that persons will come and sit at our feet when it comes to our word. Not even our word, it's Yah's word, but you get what I'm saying. We are the keepers of Yahweh's word. How you doing, MIT Raj? See, so persons who are trying to deny us the right of righteousness, a righteous position, a birthright, to ensure that we are the progenitors, that we are the ones who get to speak on what is our nation, that we get to say, Yahweh speaks to us first, and everybody graft in, you get to come and learn from us, and you will become us by proving that you are worthy of what the Most High says. The Bible says that. Now, we don't get to go ahead and turn around and do reverse eugenics. Like I said, we're not going to turn around and do what they call reverse racism. However, we are allowed to love ourselves, to educate our children the same way that anybody else does. See, and here's the deal. We were raised, how you doing, Sister Kimberly? We were raised to trust them. And we tried trusting them to teach us, but they would never teach us the truth about them nor ourselves. So we're talking about our oppressors. We're talking about those who are demonic. We're talking about the satanic. Yes, we're calling you what you are because it's satanic. It's demonic to tell our children for years that the Civil War was not even based off of slavery. Be mad at me, but it's the truth. Come on, it's anti-Christ rhetoric. Be mad, but it's the truth. It's satanic to teach persons that who you trafficked us. You are to traffickers. They talk about don't traffic this person, don't traffic women, don't traffic children. Look, you guys still traffic us and call it prison. You still have slave patrolmen and call them policemen or peace officers. What kind of peace, what kind of shalom has been there for my people? And so when we step up and we educate ourselves, right, it's hypocritical, right? So now we step up and we educate ourselves and those who would be grabbed in, and we stand up for righteousness, and we say, yeah, if you're going to come and keep on oppressing us and doing the same thing you've been doing, we're going to call you out. And now everybody got a problem, right? Not because we're not righteous, but because we stand on righteousness and we call out your hypocritical wickedness. This is the problem, that my people educate my people. If it was, see, watch this. When you say, well, you got an HBCU and Trump gave to HBCUs and Biden gave to HBCUs were started by persons who enslaved our people. You guys have, they'll say stuff like, you guys have, what is it? NAACP. The NAACP didn't even have a black president over the whole NAACP until like 3 years ago. Who's teaching my people about their advancement if my people can't even be in charge of their advancement? This is what's happened. Come on. I see you, Sister Mignon. Stolen artifacts. Yeah, I see you, Sister Monica. They pretending to be us, right? I'm just being honest. My people have been educated by persons who are not my people long enough. If you're going to educate my people, we're going to put our stamp of approval on it. Or guess what? It's not important to us. I'm not mad at it. I got a degree. But what does that degree mean when they didn't teach me anything about myself? I got a degree in the word. I can preach it. I can teach it. I can exegete. I can teach it in different languages. I can give etymology. I can speak our story. And yet you tell me that when I tell persons to follow the law, which is in the word, you say that I'm not worthy of it. What kind of word? What are we dealing in? And now my people, many of my people have been tricked into believing that you must go under somebody else's umbrella. No, no longer. We are the standard because Yah said it. He said, as long as we're in his law doesn't give us rights. It protects our rights. He protects our rights as long as we lift up his standard. And if we're under it, then we understand greater than anybody else. I don't need to overstand the standard, right? I am under the standard. I understand greater than anybody. What it is to be Israel because I am that I am. Right? And you can be mad at it all you want, but see, this is the problem. You can't sit up there and tell me the person who's telling you about evolution and eugenics and not telling you that the persons who wrote about both of those are related and that both of them come from families to where they hate us, and that evolution is Linnaean, meaning that basically evolution is designed to make sure that racism persists. And it was written in 1859 by Darwin, which most of you come out of Darwinism, saying that you love his book, and his book is literally called the theory of the origin of species by means of natural selection or the survival of favored races in the struggle for life. No longer will we allow you to teach us. Yeah, they only want to stop our leadership. That's right. No longer. You don't get a pass anymore. You don't get a pass. That pass, as far as, oh, we didn't know, that thing is gone now. If you want to ignore it, if you want to be unaware of it, if you want to say, I'm going to stay over here, if you want to give every excuse. Tamara's husband from TN Tamara, whatever her name, please forgive me, sis. I don't know your name, please forgive me, right? But whatever your name, sitting up here and listening to all this stuff, and now your husband out here saying all this wild stuff or whatever, and this wicked stuff, talking about food stamps. And he grew up in a wine country. He grew up in Napa Valley. What you know about food stamps? Talking about his family had to scrimp and save and all this stuff, and then he's talking about that persons were trading stuff in, and that people were getting money when they were going ahead and getting the food stamps. Man, if you know about back in the day with food stamps, man, you can't do that. What you talking about? Right? These are the persons that are supposed to be your educators. They're liars. They're negative. And many of them don't know what they're talking about anyways. If you are somebody trying to teach my people and you support a Confederate flag, the Confederate flag, you don't even know about your own story, because Confederates are persons that lost. They are traitors. Why are you so traitorous? Matter of fact, if you're in the United States of America and you want to keep upholding that flag and talking about where you come from England, you're traitors. You're traitors to the crown. No wonder it's easy for you to betray the king, because you betrayed your own kingdom. Talking bad about them because they're not American. You're not English. The time has come for us to educate ourselves. My people educate my people. You hear me? My people educate my people. And a lot of people have a problem with it. That's okay. As many people as have a problem with it, let them have it, because they don't have to be my people. They don't have to be your people. They don't have to be our people. And if anybody wants to come into our nation, just like if you go to Switzerland, just like if you go to Finland, just like if you go to the United States of America, just like if you go to Canada, if you're going to go there, you got to check in. You got to report. They have to approve you coming there. Why is that a wrong thing for us? Persons out here talking about, why y'all checking persons like Drake and this and that or whatever. Drake got to check in. He ain't us. He can't just make money off of it. Just because you make money off of it don't mean that you us. Look, y'all own slaves and y'all made money off of us. Were you slaves? Uh-oh. Y'all own slaves left and right. Y'all traded them. Y'all trafficked in them. Y'all did all types of SA to our women and our mothers and our daughters and our aunties and our grandmothers. Were you slaves? No, just because you make money off of slavery don't make you a slave. So just because you make money off of my people don't make you my people. Just because you make money off of Bibles don't make you a Bible believer. Just because you a preacher or make money off of preaching don't make you a preacher. You hear what I'm saying? The time is up. The time has come for all this foolishness where we just let whatever ride. There's a lot of persons that preach and are preaching people with right in the hell, and they're gonna be there right there with them when hell, but they're gonna bust, like we used to say, they're gonna bust hell wide open. The time is up for foolishness. My people educate my people. Israel educates Israel. And if you don't like it, then you don't know the word. Because the word was never for you if you're not going to be part of this family. That's why we're going through by the shop the way we've been going through. That's why we're going through Genesis the way we've been going through, because you got to know who you are and where you come from and what was promised to you. How you going to talk about Abraham and you don't want to be honest about the fact that Abraham had to circumcise his people? Circumcision deals with legalism, or circumcision deals with the law. You're not even lawful. Talk about Abraham talking about this or that or whatever. You got to follow the law, beloved. Or if you beloved. Oh my greatness. And messages like this, persons don't like this. Persons don't want to tune in. Persons don't want to share it. That's okay. For those who are my people, we're going to educate us. We're going to be about our business. We're going to be about y'all's business. And we're not going to sit up here, keep waiting for somebody else to clap their hands and applaud us and say, we approve this message. Y'all approves this message. Y'all approves this message. And see, can I also say this too? Because my people is bigger than just, oh yeah, you black. That's a big part of it, right? As far as the bloodline and stuff like that. But hear what I'm saying. There's a lot of you folk out here who now you want to be blackity black